Okay, y'all. So the government has finally come out and admitted that these are their drones. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It has been all over the place. So you may have, but it's not surprise to me that Trump's administration is the one that has responded and said something about it. But basically, this is what they're saying the drones were.
I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States.
And again, if you guys do not remember, like a month ago, or whenever the drone stuff was going on, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, whenever it was happening, Trump wasn't the president yet, but y'all remember he stood before us and this is what he had to say.
Comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports. It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
So now he has had, in his administration for his press secretary to come forward and to address it. I actually think on the government's behalf, but we know that Trump doesn't really care about how the government looks, or doesn't look in the sense that he's not trying to protect necessarily their interests all the time. But from the government's perspective, it probably would have been better if nobody said anything about it and they just got quiet and acted like it went away and never addressed it at all, okay? Because telling us it was doing research. This is what the drones were doing. They was doing research and other things. And so my question is, what research? And what are those other things? Okay. So that answer just, I think, leaves us with more questions than we had in the first damn place. It doesn't really answer anything for us. And I just want you guys to think about this. Like, think back, y'all. They had officials that were in other cities. They had mayors and all kind of people giving press conferences talking about, we don't know what these drones are either. They were halting flights at the airport because of it. They were shutting down military bases because these things were flying around in these areas.
Now to the mysterious drones we've been talking about now. They've been lighting up the night sky around the tri-state, and still no one is quite sure why.
Yeah, local lawmakers are wanting answers, and so far, really, the answers are not forthcoming. Good day's Briella Tomasetti live in the Shore Acres section of Staten Island with more this morning. Briella, good morning.
Yeah, Robert and Tashani, good morning to both of you. Some answers, more so even speculation. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas cited the 2023 change to an FAA rule that allows drones to fly at night as a possible explanation for all of the sightings. He said if any foreign involvement or criminal activity is identified, the department will take swift action.
New Jersey can't become the Wild West of drone activity. No state can become the Wild West of drone activity. I've made this very clear to the FBI, to Homeland Security, and the FAA, the agencies chiefly responsible for monitoring drone activity. They must immediately disclose more information to the public. It's totally and completely unacceptable that you have all this drone activity going on, that people are seeing with their own eyes. The fact that the federal agencies responsible for briefing the public have not come forward in a clear way is unacceptable. There has to be some explanation to the public for all this increased activity, and they must do so now.
New Jersey lawmakers and law enforcement agencies are demanding answers from the federal government as alleged drone sightings continue across the area.
The federal government to just shun this away is unreasonable, quite frankly, unacceptable.
New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith says he's now drafting legislation that would give local and state agencies the power to investigate drone activity and also ask the federal government for technology to do so.
Knowing that drone warfare has radically changed warfighting in Ukraine and Russia, the Middle East and elsewhere, this is not the time to trivialize or dismiss the threat.
As the concerned calls of sightings continue, the Ocean County Sheriff's Department has been using its drone to investigate.
Drone sightings forced the local airport to shut down, the mounting frustration over the mystery in the sky.
An alarming drone incident that forced one of the U.S.'s most critical Air Force bases to close its airspace for several hours. This happened at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base over the weekend in Ohio.
So if they belong to the government, why wouldn't they just say that? They lied. They lied to the end. They was not finna tell the truth. They looked you dead in your face and was like, we have no idea about anything. They sat in the meetings and they lied to everybody in the meetings. They're like that little badass kid that steal candy out your purse, you know, and they swear up and down they did not take and eat the candy, but the candy all on their hands, it's all on their shirt and on their face. It is obvious you took the damn candy.
A quarter? You didn't have no blue cake?
No. You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
I don't think that anybody thought that these were enemy drones. Did any of you guys think that? Because I damn sure didn't, right? It's amazing that they kept saying that too, or like they're saying that now. These are not the enemy's drones. They keep putting that word in our heads. I don't think any of us thought that these were the enemy's drones. We knew they were the government's from the beginning when they decided to tell us we don't know whose they are, but we know they're not a threat. You only know they're not a threat because they belong to you.
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat. We know of no nefarious activity. I want to repeat that. We have not seen anything unusual. We know of no threat or of any nefarious activity.
Right, because they belong to you. And then we find shortly after that, a lot of people reporting in their communities that the drones that are flying over the communities are actually spraying stuff down on them. Now, the news did not report this, and some people are going to say, well, that's just hearsay, Michi. But I'm going to remind you guys, I'm going to listen to the word off the streets before I ever listen to what the news says. It's plenty of stuff that they are told not to reveal, things that they are not allowed to say. And so when you have people posting videos and people in plenty of places saying the same thing, that they're spraying stuff, and then here they tell you we're doing research and other things, so is the spraying other things, right? Then I'm not sure if it's connected or not, but I think it's real funny that a short time after that, all of a sudden we have this fog and people started getting sick from it. So who knows if the two are connected or not? What we do know, though, is that they full of crap and they could have easily just said that they were theirs. The fact that they denied it so hard tells me that there's a lot more going on. Common sense just says, if these are your drones, you're not doing anything wrong with them, simply say they're yours. Say we're doing research, we're testing how we can use them in the sky, because you're out here priming people is what they're actually doing. They're doing that as well as a lot of other things. But part of why you've seen the drones in the sky, and now they're admitting, oh, there are, is you're getting ready to see drones in the sky all the time, you guys. Welcome to the new way of things. You're getting ready to see police drones. You're getting ready to see first aid drones, and you're going to be seeing Amazon drones delivering packages. They got the approval for this many years ago. They just have not implemented fully the program to do it, okay? So one thing is also shifting you to getting used to a new way of seeing and doing things. They are going to be controlling the airspace a little bit more because they're going to be using it much more for their purposes. But even if they were doing that and testing the skies and researching that and getting the drones out there, then why not just say that? The fact that they're not willing to say that tells me that what they were doing is not a good thing. This is why they won't share the research or other things that the drones were out there doing. Again, y'all, Their answer to this leaves me with more questions than it ever answered. So they could have just kept that goddamn explanation because it really didn't answer a damn thing for the American people. I'm going to always tell you, there are two things you should ask yourself whenever your government is doing something. You should ask yourself, what are they doing? What is this? And why? What is the purpose of it? Those are the two things you should always seek to find the answer for, and that you should be questioning every time that you are dealing with your government. Because again, they say these weren't the enemy drones, but I beg to differ. Because if we understand who our true enemy is, we know that the government that we have, they do all kind of things to the people of this country. They poison us, they misuse us, they abuse us, and everything else. So I guess you can say those were not the enemy's drones, depending on who you see your enemy as. Because if you ask me, they were definitely the government's drones. I knew that from the beginning, but they were also the enemy's drones. And the question is, what was the enemy doing with them? What research? What other things? And with that said, I will see you guys on the next live or the next video.